Good day, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of a brand new series here in Minecraft. My name is 134 and I hope you have a good time today. You might have noticed that all the foliage, this grass, and the leaves on those trees are much brighter than what you would expect in Minecraft 1.20. And that is because we're not playing 1.20. We are in fact playing, as you might see in the top left, in Alpha 1.0.4, which is the earliest version of Alpha available in the Minecraft launcher. And so we'll be playing survival Minecraft for as long as possible, moving through each of the available versions in the launcher until we reach the current release version or the latest release version of Minecraft. And with all that intro out of the way, let's punch our first tree. Now I do have the sound on, but I'm not hearing any sound at the moment, which is a bit odd. I'll have to check that out later on. I want to hear the sheep and the pigs. Hi sheep. Both music and sound are supposed to be on, but I'm not hearing anything. So that's just odd, really. Punching our first tree. And as always, we replant. Because we don't want a barren landscape, do we? And I really have to remember that sprinting isn't in the game yet at this point for this version, so it's gonna be us slowly walking for quite a while. Now, how do I know when I'll be changing versions of the game? Well, I'm gonna set myself some progression goals to be able to move through each version of the game. And for our first episode here, my progression goal is to set myself a shelter because I don't want to die this early on in the very first alpha version of the game that I'm playing on. So my progression goal to move to the next alpha version is to make myself a small shelter that has a roof and some walls and the crafting table. If a chest exists in this version, we'll make a chest as well. Okay, so I'm gonna keep on punching some trees and then I'll be right back once we have lots of wood. Okay, now we have 40 logs and 37 saplings, which is a lot of saplings in fact. And now we should start making our first, defense. Since night is almost here, we need to make sure that we're prepared to fight off all the monsters. So let's make our first crafting. So we do have the log to planks recipe, so that's great. And we can make ourselves a crafting table. So that's the first part of our progression done. But we need to make ourselves some sort of defensive structure against all the baddies that will come. And this is the way I've always played Minecraft. This is the way I've always started my first night, with this simple structure right here. I'm pretty sure that I first built this when in the first few weeks or months that I played Minecraft. But this is one of the easiest ways to build yourself some way of defending yourself during the nights in the game. Now that said, I might as well tell you a story about how I first played the game. Well, I first played sometime in either late alpha or late beta. I'm not quite sure. That's quite a big error bar there, but I definitely remember playing before the game was fully released back in 2010 or 2011. So I first heard of the game through word of mouth, and because it was available in our dorms servers. So I decided to try it out and it seemed quite fun to me. And so I watched some videos, especially the Yogscast and Paul Swords Jr. and X. Ooh, night is coming. And that just started this journey for me of playing this game. Night is coming really quickly now, so let's make ourselves a sword if it exists. We do have sticks. We do have a sword. That's great. We're gonna put it here since that's where I usually put my sword. And now we are expecting the enemies to come. I did put the game in hard mode since that's just what I'm used to, but I am fully expecting to die many times while playing this game. Alright. Let's return once we see some enemies about. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes and I still haven't found any monsters about, so it's time for me first to check whether we actually do have difficulty set to hard, and it is. And next, I guess we're just not gonna be finding any monsters currently. So, meat for some food, but we might actually be safe for now. And so, I've decided to start making our first shelter for our first progression goal. What do we get when we kill sheep? Okay, so we got the wool. I wonder if the sheep will regrow its wool like it does in later versions. I do remember that you have to hit a sheep in order to get its wool. That's how you used to get wool. Oh, here's a skeleton. Okay, so we do have monsters here. Good to know. And I'm almost about to die, so let's eat some of our pork. And as you might have noticed, it immediately fills your hearts instead of filling a hunger bar. So that's how the old versions used to play in terms of food. Now, since we do need a shelter now, I'm probably gonna use these blocks as my border, as my walls. Or perhaps elevate it from the ground. Something like this. So I'm probably gonna need lots more wood for that. If I want to make myself a bigger shelter. I also should have noted where I spawned, because I would rather spawn inside the house than outside. Oh well. Night is moving rather quickly. And so let's continue building up this floor. Okay, it seems like the moon is setting and the world is getting brighter once again. We only fought one mob, but it hurt us quite a bit. I've also started building the pillars for our shelter here. So we're actually moving quite quickly in terms of our progression. That said, We need a lot more pigs because pigs are our main source of food at the moment. We do not want to die in the first episode. So, let's kill this pigu. Thank you for the 2 pieces of pork. You might have also noticed that there is no cooldown really in terms of the attack. So there is no difference in damage whether you are attacking by spam clicking or just clicking once every few seconds. So that is why some of the older YouTubers are quite used to spam clicking when they're fighting. There you go. Okay, so we're probably gonna make ourselves an axe and take this inner wall down and then build up our outer wall here. So let's build this with an axe with 2 sticks and 3 of those. 3 wooden planks rather. Because we need to slightly make this faster. Now, you might have noticed as I was building that axe that I could have made a shovel or a hoe. I'm not building either of those yet because I want to make those out of stone once I have access to cobblestone. This is also the time when you needed to memorize all the crafting recipes since the little book that gives you all the crafting recipes just isn't in the game at the moment. So that is why I know how to build a lot of things in Minecraft. Okay, so let's continue building our floor and just continue chatting. I'm actually running out of wooden planks. That means we're soon gonna have to cut down some more trees for wood. You know what? Let's also make our first pickaxe. Since we are gonna need stone sooner or later. But where to build our mine? That's a very good question. I am thinking of building it inside our home over here so that we can easily get in and out without worrying about dying. But I also want it to be somewhat separate so that there's a bit of a journey between the 2 places. I don't want to be stuck on the same bit of land forever, really. So let's find ourselves ooh, sword's already broken. Yeah, that is why we need stone. It's because stone tools have much more durability. Okay. Those trees haven't grown yet, so let's keep cutting down some trees and then we'll be back once I've cut down more trees and have decided where I want to put my mine. Looks like the night is almost upon us and we need to end the episode soon, but first, let's mine out this cobblestone, or let's mine some cobblestone. Found the first coal as well, for which we'll need ow. Ow, that hurts. For which we'll need some stone pickaxes, and so that's why I mined just 3 for now, so that we can make ourselves a stone pickaxe. And so we're gonna continue getting materials for our shelter here so that we can start progressing through the versions of the game. So we'll be adding things to this as we move on with the versions. And so we'll possibly have a town here sprawling through this land, or maybe perhaps a kingdom. But we'll be getting more and more resources as time goes on. And I'm so excited to continue playing this series. To end this episode, let's make ourselves a pickaxe. Wonderful. And let's see whether chest exists in this version yet. Yes, it does. Okay, let's make ourselves a chest as well, so we can start storing our stuff. Let's put the chest over here. Let's put our first wooden pickaxe. That is our first treasure item of the series. And as the night comes and puts us all into darkness, let's end the episode there. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of our brand new Let's Play series. If you want to see what happens next, please feel free to subscribe. But for now, the grind continues. Goodbye, everyone.